Welcome to St. Anne's. I'm Brenda Camus. I live here in Tubac, and this is the 100th anniversary of this building of St. Anne's.
Well, my name is Torrente Baldeschi, and I'm representing the Gomez house. It has history all the way dating back to 1767, where it was mentioned and shown on a map. And since then it had, of course, an illustrious history. Many people coming through, and the Gomez family were the ones accredited to the last owners. But it during the Poston time, this was inhabited, and we're not sure who lived here, but the Gomez family started to live here in 1910, and since then it went through different stages of usages, mainly for families to live here. And the last 10-15 years it was more in a restoration project by Nancy Valentine and her husband, and we purchased this property 2 years ago and have restored it to a vacation rental home that's connected with the secret garden that's next door and was always part of the history as well, and with the Poston houses, the Holistic Medical Institute. So it's one big stretch. And we love historic buildings. We like to give the feel of Tubac through it, and but there's always new things and modernization needed to feel good about it and be safe.
The oldest part of the pink house, which is the foundation of right here, is late 1700s, and the porch we're sitting on didn't exist then. The porch was what is now the room that you enter into, and officially it was a one-room home, which is the room here where the front door is now. You go in and the next room would be the official front room, and that was used by the Sonora Mining Company as an office in the 1850s. Then it was expanded in the 1900s by the family that moved in with 9 children. So they added a bedroom, and then around 1940, between the 40 and 50, this front porch was added on, which I'm pointing at it in there, and became part of the house. And then this became the front porch.
The Peyton House is the oldest structure in Tubac. Researchers have attempted to determine when it was actually built, and that's extremely difficult. We can take it back to perhaps 1830, perhaps before, and there is a photo of 1857 that shows the house basically as it is now. It's named for the Penningtons, who were a pioneer family that were known in southern Arizona. There's Pennington Street in Tucson, and Larceno, who was famously kidnapped, and there's a long story about that, married Judge Scott, and there's Scott Street in Tucson. So there's a lot of history here. It was used off and on until very recently, and now it's empty.
Kathy Angel. I'm a docent with the Tubac Historical Society, today working at the old Tubac Schoolhouse on our historic Adobe building tour. And the historic old Tubac Schoolhouse was built in 1885 and was operational until 1965, when it was put on the National Historic Registry. It housed between 30 children up to 100 children by the time it closed. It's a wonderful building. If you haven't been in, you need to, because it is full of history and wonderful things, instructions for students and how to deal with students, and instructions for teachers. So it's a great old building. So thank you.
I'm Steve Costello. I'm one of the docents here at Tubac Historical State Park, and right now we are standing in front of the Rojas house. Luisa Rojas lived here from the time she was born till the time that she passed away in 1989, and she and her family were one of the original homesteaders here at Tubac, and they were ranchers and farmers who cultivated and grazed 20 head of cattle on their homestead patent that runs south of here. Her house is situated in the town of Tubac, and during the Baca float period, she lost her land due to an eviction, an illegal eviction from her property. And she also lost 20 head of cattle when armed federal marshals came to her property and shot them dead on the land, and because she could not move them away from the property. But she persisted and lived on this property until she died in 1989.
Hey, my name is Blue Evening Star, and this is the Poston House and Isidro Otero House tour. Some of the oldest buildings in Tubac. And this is now the Solistic Hospice and Solistic Healing Center. We have had this property for 3 years, and we also restored it, as people have been doing to this property since the 1700s, and using it for new purposes.
Oh, hi, I'm Nancy Valentine. Welcome to the historic Low House. It's been my family home since 1965. You take a look around, you'll see artwork from artists from back during that time, including my mom's work, Marion Valentine, as well as some of the other early artists in this room. The other rooms, we have artists who are new to Tubac who are all cherishing our very special place and our historic old town Tubac. We're just welcoming everyone to our wonderful historic buildings, to our wonderful history, to our wonderful community, and hope that we'll be able to share with you the wonderful spirit of this place for over 300 years that has produced some amazing history makers, some amazing historic buildings, and which is the foundation for an amazing community today. So thanks so much, and enjoy. We'll see you all again as we welcome you back to Tubac for its many other wonderful attractions and spirit places. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.